Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa Farnsworth, and this is for Education 216. I am interviewing an amazing teacher, Miss Jaime Speed, who is a fifth grade teacher at Juniper Elementary School here in Bend. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, everybody.
So, Jamie, let's just jump right in. And how long have you been at Juniper?
So this is my 14th year at Juniper. It's my 18th year teaching.
Oh, that's amazing. Where were you before?
I was at Lapine Elementary, so just south of Bend. I was there for 4 years.
So, what initially drew you to teaching? Did you have any kind of aha moment where you were like, I want to be a teacher?
Yeah, and it didn't happen until college. So teaching was not my plan ever. I wasn't one of those kids that was like, I want to grow up and be a teacher. That was definitely not my plan. I was in my senior year in college, taking a kind of capstone course for my history major. And it was on the history of racial intolerance in America, called Us Versus Them. And a teacher brought over his sixth grade students from Irvington Elementary, which was a pretty tough elementary school, right off of MLK Boulevard in downtown Northeast Portland. And he taught using a method called Storyline, which he brought over to Oregon from Scotland when he spent time educating in Scotland. And in Storyline, students get to pretend to be somebody that they're not. And his students had just completed a unit on the Underground Railroad. And they were so passionate in how they were presenting their learning. I mean, they were doing poetry and they were crying. And they were, they're cool, too cool for school, sixth graders. And so I was fascinated by it. And so I started volunteering in his classroom just to kind of find out more about this thing.
Oh, great. Well, what has been throughout the years one of your favorite memories from teaching?
That's a hard one. I have a lot because the 18 years is a long time. I think some of my favorite memories are tied to I take my students on overnight field trips, and I teach at a low-income school. And so I get to take kids to the ocean that have never been to the ocean before. Any kind of major new discoveries, I think, are really moments that stick in your mind, and that they're the moments that they remember too. And so I think giving them opportunities, those are the moments that stick with me, or those opportunities they wouldn't have had otherwise.
Can you give me an example of how, in the many years that you've been teaching, how your teaching style has evolved, or how it may be a little different from when you started?
Well, when I started, I didn't really trust myself. I wanted to do it by the book. I took a class on classroom management. I tried to follow that. That did not work. And so I think relying on other teachers that are experienced, that you look at and you respect, I went to them and said, I'm trying the things I was told, it's not working. What am I supposed to do? And so I think you have to be comfortable with yourself, and trust yourself. And that takes time. It also depends from group to group. How my relationship with my group this year is different from my relationship with my group last year. And so ultimately, deep down, I'm the same person, but the model I may be using for classroom management or structure may be different because the needs of the students are different. But it's always based in relationships, is that it's less about getting going on content right from the beginning and leaving time to build those relationships and feeling okay with that, that it's okay to keep content off for a while. You have to be willing to self-assess, and then assess your group and pivot. And you have to be willing to do that a lot, so that you're setting everybody up for success.
Like that. Do you have any rituals in your classroom that you like to carry over from year to year, or change them? Or
the day we do a handshake, high five, hug, or fist pound on our way out, and they just tell me what they want as they're leaving. And we do a lot of family meetings, and that's what we call them. Class meetings, whatever you want to call them, but we call them family meetings. And we talk about, it may be a problem we're having as a community. It may be last year and this year, so weird, 2 years in a row, a parent, well, one is a parent died last year, and then a parent is dying this year, a different parent. And so helping support that student. Or it may be we just are really excited about break and we want to share what's happened at break. And so we do a lot of class meetings.
So what is something that you'd really like to leave this interview with?
It's worth it. I think everybody needs to chill out on teachers. So even if you're not going into education, it's so much harder than you think it is. I think a lot of people think, oh, I went to school, so I know what it's like. It's not like how it was when we went to school and we were students. So we don't know what it was like for teachers and administrators. So just because you've gone to school doesn't mean you're an expert on school. Be nice to teachers. And there is not a job that is more affirming a job on a day-to-day basis as a teacher, because you get told every day by little people how much you mean to them. So you'll get tired. You will be not treated as as well as you should sometimes. But know that the impact you have is so great that it can't really be measured. And it's more than a stupid test score, please. Like, just let them, love them and they will love you. And I don't know of a more rewarding job.
Thank you very much, Jamie, for doing this. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, class.